Bradford Douglas Myler. I wasn't named after anybody. My own father was a good man, was a chiropractor, helped me out when I got into physical problems. Mom was LDS stock, so was Dad, Latter-day Saint members of the church. Mom had a twin, an identical twin, and Mom was a nurse during World War II. Met Dad when he came home on leave one day, right after the end of the war. We were a very poor family growing up. Dad made a living, but it was barely adequate, and he knew it. Dad charged people $10 per treatment, so we didn't have a lot as a family. In fact, there was never a rug on any floor. Their relationship wasn't the greatest. He would get home from the office, go in, fix a pot of spaghetti, and then go in the back and watch football games. And he would do that on a regular basis, over and over and over again. So that was his escape, I think, from the work of being on your feet all day and trying to help other people with chiropractic. The only personal joy he took was driving to Mesquite, Nevada, every Thursday and going to his favorite slot machine and just sitting there all day. Often that's all he did. And then he'd come back refreshed and enlivened. He was so proud once when he came out of Mesquite with this, full of coins. And I thought, oh my gosh, you spent $100 getting $10 in coins. How can you teach your own dad that? You just say, I love you, Dad. He said, boys, I'm going to take you fishing out on the lake out here, one of the parks. The day came, and we were so excited and get the tools and everything we needed to catch some fish. And he said, came back out of the door and said, I'm so sorry. I don't have any money and we can't go fishing. It was good in a sense that we had to fend for ourselves. We learned how to work by selling avocados from 2 trees that were humongous in our backyard, and that's how we kids made money. The avocados were huge. They were just huge. And we sold them for 25 cents each, and that's how we financed our own Halloween and all kinds of things as a bunch of kids. Mom was the heart of the family. She was the sweetest person you'd ever want to meet. Just enjoyed everyone. I was messing off in sacrament meeting. Finally, she leaned down after a little fight with me, and she said, wait till you get home. You're going to get the belt. So I was thinking, okay, I better behave. We go home after church. I thought, I'll try a little psychology on her. And so I decided to lay down on the bed, my knees on the ground, my torso over the top, hands pulled down. So she came in, she looked at me, I looked at her, and I turned forward and I said, I'm ready. And she stopped for a second. She just slapped me really light on the bum, and she said, oh, get out of here. Go. So it worked on him. So that was Mom. She was the sweetest woman you'd ever want to know. They had spent a whole day at a family reunion. When it was all done, they went back to the motel. They were going to sleep one good night's rest, hop in the car, and go back to California the next morning. And Dad, Phoebe, and he yelled it out. She, being a nurse, knew, of course, something was wrong. She turned on the light. She started doing all the things that you need to do to get somebody's blood going again or heart going again. And she tried so hard on the bouncing bed that it didn't produce anything. Unfortunately, she rolled him off the bed, and he was face down, and he was overweight, and so she was not able to get him back into a position where she could even do CPR. She then called 911, and they came out, and he was long gone. It was very quick. It was very, very charitable to go that way. Dad died at 61. And then my mom lived for another about 16 years, and we all took care of her. She started to get have some dementia, and so we've helped her out, and she passed away, I'd say 12, 13 years ago. Mom always whistled. And I grew up whistling. And she said, that is such, what do you think of that, Brad? And I said, I love to whistle. She said, you always carry an orchestra with you, no matter where you go. She never played an instrument, but she whistled. And I think that was her outlet also to make things better than they may have otherwise been for Dad, with Dad and in the home and things like that. She is the sweetest lady you will ever meet, and I look forward to the day when I can introduce you to her and her to you. I can't say anything bad about her mom. She's just a wonderful woman. I look forward to seeing her again. And Dad.